प्रतिबोधितां भगवतां नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथिता पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ततानि भगवद्गीते
Now we are on the 14th chapter.
14th chapter, first verse. Verse 1. I will start from the verse 1.
Yeah.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuvya Pravachyami Jnanam Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajñatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhi Bhito Gataha. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha said, Yet Jnatva, knowing which, Sarve Munayaha, all the sages, Itaha, from this body, Param Siddhim, the ultimate success, release, Gataha, had reached Jnananam, among all forms of knowledge, Uttamam, the most exalted, Param, the ultimate, Jnanam, knowledge, Bhuyaha, again, Pravakshyami, I shall tell clearly. Sri Bhagavan said, I shall again tell clearly the ultimate, most exalted knowledge among all forms of knowledge, gaining which all the sages had reached the ultimate success, release from this body. Here Bhagavan says, I will teach you again, meaning that he will not only repeat but elaborate upon what he has already said. Even though the vision of reality was unfolded more than once in the previous chapters, he tells Arjuna that he is going to teach it again and thus draws his attention. Among the various disciplines of knowledge, this is Uttama, the most exalted. Such a status is not just due to its sanctity. All knowledge is sacred because it is Bhagavan. Accordingly, we do not consider one discipline of knowledge superior to another. But Brahma Vidya is Uttama because its result is moksha, the most desirable and the desired end for a human being. And it is ultimate knowledge, Param Jnanam, because its subject is the limitless Brahman, Param Brahma. Swamiji, Brahma Vidya is the knowledge that we are talking about. Am I right?
Atma Vidya.
Brahma Vidya is knowledge, but in any knowledge for that matter, Swamiji always used to say there is no knowledge is superior or inferior. All knowledge is knowledge. But here why it is called Uttamam is because the subject matter is something most the Shreyas, what Arjuna asked for right from beginning. What frees you forever? In the sense it's a freedom for which the end for which there is no further end. Because the subject matter is Paramam, so it is called Paravidya or Uttamam Vidya. That is why he says there is no differentiation as far as knowledge is concerned. Every knowledge is good only. But the knowledge for which the subject matter is not physics or chemistry or the thing which is the Parama Purushartha, the end for which there is no further end. Because of that subject matter being Uttamam, this is called Uttama Jnanam Paramjnanam. That is why he is clarifying. That's what he says. Yeah.
No, Swamiji, he says, Brahma Vidya, is it same? His question is, Brahma Vidya.
Yes. Yeah, Brahma Vidya is the same. In the sense, see, Brahma Vidya meaning, it is not Brahmanaha Vidya. It's not about Brahman. The meaning is a Vidya for which the subject matter is Brahman. So there is a difference. See, knowledge of physics meaning you know physics which is other than you and then you apply. And you are the one who knows. Whereas here the knowledge subject matter itself is you. Brahman means Atma, physics. So the subject matter itself is you. That is why it's called, even though it's called Brahma Vidya, like even Atma Jnanam, then knowledge of physics, even though the nomenclature appears like that, but it is not so. It is, that is why it is not, Vedanta is not Brahmanaha Jnana. Vedanta equal to Brahman. The Jnanam, subject matter itself is Brahman. So that is why it is most exalted. Because by understanding this as your Swarupa, you know yourself very well. Now, in the sense, that is where our lack is. Since we don't understand our own reality, we are looking at everything, whatever intelligence you have, you are, whatever you are going to learn, as you learn means, or learning means something about something else. Okay, you are the learner. But here it is, if you, as long as you are learning something else, you will never be learning about yourself. Because you take it for granted, you know yourself. Whereas here, the subject matter is you. That is why this Jnanam is Uttamam and unique, and also it presents knowing which, so you don't have to do anything further. Once you know, because the knowledge, the subject matter is you, and the way in which it is being told it is you equal to Brahman, Atma equal to Brahman, then Brahman means what? Brahman means we know, the ultimate. Even the little Sanskrit people know Brah Dhatu meaning, we have discussed before also, Brahman. Brahman for which it is not qualified Brahman. Because the big. It is not big apple or big car or something, it is the big, which is not qualified. That means Brahman. So Atma equal to Brahman, that is your reality. Once you know that, there is nothing else, because that is, you are the one who knows and you know that you are Brahman, then everything else is as well known. That they will say, Shastra also says somewhere else, everything else is as well known, because knowing, once you know, you are everything, then anything within that is only part of that everything. You don't have to do anything to know further about anything else. Because you are everything. Brahman equal to Atma, equal to you. Since subject matter is you, that is why it is Param. Param Jnanam, Param Vidya, or Brahma Jnanam, or Brahma Vidya, whatever. Since the whole thing, subject matter is you. And that you are the equal to Param. Param means Brahman. Brahma Atma. In most places they will call it Brahma Atma. Because Brahma and Atma are equated. That in the sense, succinctly, Shastra also keep telling, wherever Atma is talked about, immediately talk about Brahman. And immediately sometimes Bhashyakara talks about Ishvara also. The sense, Atma equal to Brahman equal to Ishvara. They will indirectly keep telling you, there is no differentiation, they are all synonyms. Atma equal to Brahman equal to Ishvara. So that you understand what is the implication of this Jnana. That is what he is trying to say. Uttama, because it is the most desirable end, and it is Param Jnanam, because subject matter is Param, big. Param Jnanam. That's what he says. Yeah.
Next
Can I amplify a little more what I have understood?
Yeah.
This Brahma Vidya is a knowledge or jnanam that is already there with us. I am that same. But why is it that we don't realize or recognize and act in the proper way?
Because we identify ourselves. We identify ourselves since we don't know. See, agrahanam karanam, anyata grahanam karyam. There are two things. One is, if you don't know your reality, you will take it as something. You can't operate in a vacuum because you are very much there. You are very much there, but you don't know your reality. So what you will do? You will take the next best thing. What is the closest to you as you? What is the next best thing closest to you is your body, mind, senses. So straight away you take it as the body, mind, senses is me. My reality is my body, mind, senses. Right from childhood onwards, all of us, we do that. So, which, if it is your reality, you will happily own it up. But it is not your reality, so cannot own it up. You are, that is our reality, honestly. We don't want to keep it because it is not our reality. I am not happy with it. But I don't know anything else, so I hold on to it. So now now that we have started looking at our own reality, once we understand it, there is no question of what you call. Even you just have to disidentify. ஒன்னும் விடுறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் கிடையாது, பிடிக்கிறதுக்கு ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. You just have to disidentify. That's all. Your reality you have understood. Your mistake you have corrected. That is precisely the whole understanding is all about. Whole Brahma Vidya is all about correcting our error. Our identification with our body, mind, senses, we drop it. Because I know my reality is Atma. And later it will come, that is even your body, mind, senses also, they are all what you call, they are satta, spurti, meaning that the Atmas, the Chit Swarupa, meaning the intelligence only driving your body, mind, senses also. If you analyze, like your body, I mentioned in that note also, small note, your body is nothing but the cells.
Mm-hmm.
The cells are driven by intelligence, neurons and all. That intelligence is coming from where? The same Chaitanya. That is your reality. So they are connected, they are there as cells because of you, they are connected because of you, and there is nothing else other than you. That is why Jagat Karanam Brahma Ahamasmi. That will be later. First, once you know that I am Atma, that my reality is Atma Brahman, and there is no, what do you call, there is nothing else other than Brahman. Whole world also, Ishvara also, Swarupa also, everything is only Atma Brahman. So that means there is no second thing. That is why it is Advaitam. Listen, there is no second thing. Even the Jagat is only an appearance, only a Nama Rupa. For example, the simple example is pot clay. The pot is what? Pot which is having partness.
Yes.
A partness is what? That what we call pot, its guna is partness. So part and partners are only useful and they are mutually dependent. Actually, the substance is what? Clay. The substance is clay. Part and partners are only nama rupa. That is why they are called mithya. They don't have any reality. The weight of the pot is the weight of clay. So, taking that example for the limited purpose for which it is meant, part and partners are only nama rupa. They are useful in vyavahara, but they don't have a reality other than clay. Like that, Shastra proceeds like that. Clay is nothing but nama rupa. Its reality is silica. Then silica is only nama rupa. Realities are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen molecules. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen are all only molecule names, name and form. They are only protons and electrons. Protons and electrons are nothing but consciousness. They have concept. The concept is driven by me, whom the creative intelligence. It is consciousness. So there is no substance other than the consciousness. That is Chit Swarupa. That is your Swarupa. So that is what I have mentioned. The awareful being, the reality, the Desa Kala Vastu Aparichinnam, the awareful being is a reality that drives the whole Jagat, Jiva Jagat, Ishvara, Swarupam. So finally, that will be the final culmination of this understanding. But here he talks about Atma Vidya equal to Brahma Vidya, which is explaining. But what he has already told also in many places, that there is nothing other than me, and all previously in different chapters. Now he is again doing it similar, so that it gets consolidated. That's why he says, I am explaining this again. Different ways I have explained, now I am going to explain it differently, so that you understand it. That's what we are doing continuously. The subject matter is nothing but you, the whole Gita. Your reality equal to Brahman and equal to world. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, only one reality. That is why Advayam. There is no second. So this is precisely what we have to claim it. Since once we know that this is the reality, then the phenomenal things will happen phenomenally in your life. Whenever you are hungry, you will go and eat. Whenever you are thirsty, you will go and drink. Whenever you have to do something, you will do. Because everything is happening within. Like even, as we have discussed before also, like even in the lighted screen called Atma, the whole story is going on. So play the role, play the part we have been given in the drama. But knowing fully well, the reality is me only. In me only the whole drama is going on. So that gives us enormous freedom. You don't have to No, you are not in any pressure to go against dharma, go against anything. You don't have to acquire something to become fulfilled. Anything that happens, you don't feel sad. The equanimity, the poise is always there. More and more you own up this reality, the poise is mine. Automatically the corollary benefits follow. In the sense, you live a yathartham life. You see things as they are. You don't give overvalue or undervalue to anything. No, that is all corollary benefit. That is not the real benefit. Shastra's benefit is understanding your reality. Once you know you are the reality, as I was telling, once you know the ignorance about you is gone, that is a big freedom. Who would like to say, I want to be ignorant of myself? Anyone will say? Nobody will agree. Even a child won't agree. I know. Since to that extent I know, I always assert, I know, Pa. Don't tell me. I know myself. Because that is something which is very, 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 very fundamental to a human being, not to other beings. But the problem is we know it wrongly, that's all. We know very well, very clear that we are samsari. But actual realities are samsari. So aparoksha samsari becomes aparoksha samsari. Meaning aparoksham meaning self. Aparoksham means na paroksham, not other. That means me. Paroksha samsari becomes aparoksha asamsari. That is a freedom. That you are always there. You are always the hero of the whole story. But only that you don't know, you think you are otherwise. So because of that, it has to be corrected. Once that correction happens, automatically you don't have to do anything further. Once you know what is your error, you correct it, automatically you become yourself, your reality. So that is the beauty of it. That is why it is called Pala Sastram. It is called Prayojana Sastram, which I have mentioned also. Prayojana means inherent. Once you remove the error, the reality is clear. Like vettu onnu tundu rendu சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? vettu onnu means once you cut it, you don't have to make it two. See, the make it two is a superfluous statement. Once you cut it, automatically it becomes two. Cutting only you have to do. The same way, error only you have to remove. Then your reality automatically comes up as a samsari. Then I know I am the awareful being. And Desa Kala Vastu Aparichinam, timeless, spaceless. I am not an object, I am a being. That is why everything, including right from my cell, my body, my mind, my emotion, my car, my bungalow, everything is other than. Because I am the being for which there is no boundary, whereas everything else I see a boundary. But eventually, if you look at them, they are only Namarupa. Later it will be that they are also only, a car is what? Nothing but parts. Carburetor, engine, tire, assemblage put together. Put together by what? A concept and engineering. Engineering means what? Some science applied. Science means what? A connection between this and that. The connection comes from where? Okay, I am getting it from science books or engineering books. The engineering books and science books, what they do? What is already there, they postulate and put it. What is already there, where it came from? From Chaitanya. So, cut the long story short, what is only Chaitanya. Everything else is only Namarupa. And available for, the Shastra says, Upalamba, Samachara, Saprayojanavatvat. Meaning, Upalamba means available. Samachara you can modify. And Prayojanavat, limited use. If there is a pot, you can use it for filling the water. If there is a car, you can use it for going here and there. Just because they are useful, it doesn't become real. In fact, Shastra, anything useful is unreal. Anything useful is unreal, it says. Because it has a start and a limited use. A car cannot be an auto. So, by saying it a car, giving it a name, you are limiting it.
Not only that, Swamiji, my car, that mine. So,
That means
My
what?
house, my
Without
car.
the other cars on the road are not my car.
Ah.
This is my car. So anything plus minus belongs to me. So you are limiting yourself. My house means you are a prisoner in your house. Outside doesn't belong to you. Simple. So it's all limiting. That is what everything what we name ourselves to be is limiting ourselves from the unlimited. Whereas limitless is your reality. So that is how the whole Shastra becomes a blessing once we get to know the import of it. Yeah.
Swamiji, can you repeat that? Agrahanam, anyata.
Agrahanam karanam, anyata grahanam karyam.
Yeah.
Meaning, because you don't know, you know it as something else.
Yes.
It's a consequential effect.
Yes.
But in reality, what happens? That we don't know ourselves, we don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
So, that is a sad tragedy part of it. That we don't know, we don't know.
Yes.
So, how we are going to know? There is no way. So, whatever you know, you think that is the reality. So, you are very sure about it. So, Swamiji used to say, Atmavan. There are two kinds of Atmavan. Atmavan, once you know you are the reality, then you are an Atmavan. But you assume your body, mind, senses and you lend your Atma, which is something very precious, to that body, mind, senses. And you are together with your body, mind, senses and you are Atmavan. So you are ready to grab the sadness and say, I am sad. You are so very clear about it. So, the two kinds of Atma. One is person who is together in his sadness, a person who knows his reality, and because of this reality, he is Atmavan, he is Purnam. Thereafter, he is able to see everything in its place, Yatartha. So, both are Atmavan only, because there is only one Atma. Either you know it or you know it wrongly. The choice is yours. Yeah.
Among the various forms of knowledge, only this is Param. Everything else is Aparajnana. But we do not dismiss any Aparajnana because it is a prerequisite to Parajnana. Unless you have developed a degree of intellectual discipline and certain fundamental attitudes, it is not possible to gain the Parajnana. The religious practices also belong to the category of Aparajnana and they are highly beneficial in helping one prepare for Parajnana. And because Parajnana is knowledge of the truth of Ishvara, turning one's attention towards Ishvara and invoking the Lord's grace can only be helpful in this pursuit. Aparajnana is so named not only because its subject matter is not para, but also because it has no end. Chemistry, psychology, language, etc. can be explored endlessly without a final point of culmination. But that is not so with Parajnana. It is the end in itself. It culminates in the knowledge of Tattva, the truth of everything. It is knowledge of the whole, and knowing it, nothing remains to be known in terms of realities. With these two words, Para and Uttama, Krishna praises knowledge, this knowledge, to create interest and enthusiasm in the listener. Arjuna is already listening to him, and now he is going to say again what he has been saying in the last 13 chapters. To ensure Arjuna's continued attention, Bhagavan praises this knowledge in this verse. A Muni is someone who has a capacity for thinking that he is a Manana Sila. That is, he is a Manana Sila. There have been a number of such discriminative people in India, like Vasishtha, Vyasa, and others.
Shila. Manana Shila meaning, Shila means something very, very deep. A person who is able to apply his mind to the core. That is why he is called Manana Shila. That's why he is called Muni.
Like Vasishtha, Vyasa, and others in each generation. All these great sages had gained the ultimate success, param siddhim gataha. Siddhi here refers to moksha. The word moksha is derived from the root mukha, which is used in the sense of
Much. It is, you have to
release
pronounce it as
from
much.
bondage.
Much.
Much. You have to say
Much.
much.
Much, which is used in the sense of release from bondage. Whenever it is used, you must look to see what is the bondage from which you are released. Sankara says they are released from the bondage of the body, which is due to ignorance, the desire that arises from that ignorance, and the karma that is done to fulfill the desire. That is, they are released from avidya, kama, and karma. Such a release is success, siddhi, and accomplishment of it is final, para. Any other thing you gain is subject to loss. This is because if you gain something, you are different from it, and at some time or the other will be separated from it. Even the body will be lost at some point. Then where is the question of retaining things that are connected to the body? From any end of or place you reach, there is always a return or a going away. Moksha, however, is an end, gati, that does not come to an end because it is not gained or reached. It has always been an accomplished fact.
See, this avidya, kama, karma, he has told. This is a very famous, this is a triputi it is called. These three are always considered together. Why? Because, see, avidya, for example, if you don't know say computers, you don't really bother, okay, I don't know computers. It doesn't create a kama. Unless you want to know computers, you develop a desire for it, is a different thing. But not everyone wants to know computer. Even if I don't know, I am fine with it. Okay. So, avidya leading to kama is because what? You are not able to rest with yourself because of the avidya. Because your reality is Atma, is Purnam, whereas you don't know it. So, because of that avidya, you are restless throughout your life. So, Swamiji always used to say, what you lack is not the problem. That you lack is the problem. It is not what you lack, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z is not the problem. That you lack. Because you cannot own up the fact that you lack. Because that is not your reality. So unless you know your reality, that you lack will never go away. That is why that kama, vidya means it always propels you to desire. Desire means what? Why you desire? By desiring and achieving something, I will become Purnam. I will become what I am, what I want to be. Without knowing that what I am is what I want to be, you want to be by doing something all the time. So, vidya is immediately followed by kama, and kama is immediately followed by karma. So, vidya, kama, karma is samsara. Straight away. And it is applicable to everyone, right from a scientist to the most exalted person, even a matadipati, or as long as he doesn't know that he is a fulfilled person, he will be doing something to get his name, fame, etc., etc. So, avidya, kama, karma is the samsara. That is what is now we have talked about. Yeah.
Prashant, will you read? Or, verse 2.
Mute. Unmute.
The release is success, siddhi, and the accomplishment of it is final para. You are able to hear?
Yeah.
Stanza 2.
Verse 2.
Verse 2.
Bhagavan tells the completeness of this knowledge. Itam jnanamupashritya mama sadharmya gataha sarge pinopajayante pralayena vyatanti cha idam jnanam, this knowledge, upashritya, resorting to mama sa dharmyam, oneness with me, ye agataha, those who have gained, they, sarge api, even when there is creation, na upajayante, do not come into being, pralaye cha, and in the dissolution of creation, na vyatanti, do not perish. Resorting to this knowledge, those who have gained oneness with me do not come to be born, even with their creation, and they do not perish in the dissolution of creation.
Swamiji, one minute, Swamiji, you explained about avidya, kama, karma.
Yeah.
When you get the knowledge, it is only with reference to Brahma Vidya?
Yeah.
Only Brahma
Very
Vidya.
much.
Because,
It is
see,
good.
when we know something and we want it, then we do the karma generally.
Yeah, see, once you don't know the reality, thereafter it is always, your life is fully committed to kama karma only.
That's what I
And there is very legitimate.
Ah.
It is very legitimate because you cannot but want to be fulfilled in life. So it is legitimate. But thereafter, why? So everyone is on the same boat. That is why the dharma matrix is given. Okay, Baba, you have your kama and karma, fine. But everyone else also has kama and karma. If there is a competition, set the rules and play by the game. If 10 people are applying for a job, only one person is going to get. The rules are set, the questions are given. Whomsoever answers best will get. So that is the dharma. That is the matrix. Because all of us want kama and karma as part of everyone's life. Very legitimate. But it is illegitimate only in the case of a person who wants to know himself. His reality. The fundamental is agrahanam. Not knowing my reality is the basis for kama and karma. That is why artha kama pursuit is very valid. But not for a person who is looking for moksha.
Yes.
Or freedom. That is why it's called Parama Purushartha. Parama Purushartha meaning it is the only Purushartha. Only for the starting sake we call it Parama Purushartha. There is no Parama Purushartha. There is only one Purushartha. That is, I want to understand my reality. That is freedom. Then other Purusharthas are sublimated. Like we have said, no, Udake Pane, when there is a river, well near the river, when the river is going full, the well near river automatically is going to be filled. Nobody is going to bother about the well because you are already full. Likewise, your reality, once you understand, every other kama karma is sublimated. And even then, if you are doing something, it is only for Loka Shankarartha. Okay, being part of the role, I will be doing something. But it doesn't make me fulfilled or cheated at any point in time. To that extent, I will be very correct. I will be following dharma. Because I have no mistakes. I know that I am already full. I am a happy person. Happily I will do things. I will not do for happiness.
Yes, yes.
There is a difference in aptitude and attitude in life. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Shankara explains the phrase Jnanam Upashritya, resorting to or pursuing this knowledge as Jnana Sadhanam Anushtaya. That is, following the means for this knowledge, which is Shravana, listening to the Shastra, followed by Manana, analysis of the Shastra, and Nididhyasana, contemplation. Following these means, the sages gained this knowledge, the nature of which Bhagavan describes here as Mama Sadharmyam. Mama Sadharmyam Agataha means they have discovered that Atma is non-separate from Parameshwara. Here, Shankara makes a note that this is not the condition of having similar attributes, Samana Dharmata. It is not as someone would interpret that they get some of Bhagavan's overlordship, Aishwarya. This is very significant that Shankara dismisses this view, even though Ramanuja, the major adherent to this view, came later. That means it must also have been a contention at the time of Shankara. Throughout the Gita, the identity of the Kshetrajna and Ishvara is being unfolded. Difference is not accepted at all. So, Sadharmya cannot mean just similarity of virtues or attributes. It is the very nature, Swarupa of Bhagavan, which is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. These Munis understand that their own Swarupa is also Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Thus they recognize their essential identity with Ishvara. The mention of the result here is for the sake of praising this knowledge. Further, he says that even at the time of creation, they do not come into being. Sarge apina upajayante. Even though countless number of people have departed from this world, they remain in other places and after dissolution are born again in different forms. The creation manifests, subjivas occupy the positions of even the presiding deities. For those who recognize their identity with Ishvara, however, even at the time of creation, they do not come into being. They remain as Brahman. There is no individual at all to assume any form. Naturally, then, at the time of dissolution, they are not destroyed. Pralayena vyatanti. When the Mahapralaya takes place, when Brahmaji loses his position as the entire creation resolves into an unmanifest condition. These sages, however, do not get destroyed even in that Mahapralaya because they do not exist as individuals, they are Brahman. Why, one may ask, do we use the plural here? Are there many Atmas? From the standpoint of Atma, there is no plurality. All that is here is only one Atma. But when we talk about sages, we are referring to the Upadhi in which this recognition of being Brahman took place for them. The forms for which there were the names Vasishta, Janaka, Vamadeva and so on. Since they do not come again in other forms, we continue to call them by these names and can even worship them as Parameshwara because that is what they are. When the unmanifest comes to manifest, everything that existed before Pralaya comes into being except these sages who gained moksha. They remained as the cause of the whole thing. When the creation is destroyed, they are not destroyed because the whole creation resolves into them. Therefore, once gained, there is no possibility of returning from or losing moksha because it does not take place. That is, it is not an event in time. If it is an experience, you can recover from it. Since it is jnana, it cannot be lost and is gained as only figurative. After praising the knowledge in the first two verses, he now begins the topic of this chapter, which is how the Prakriti Gunas bind a person. First, he points out the cause for all these creations. Verse 3, evolution of the universe from Prakriti and Puruksha.
Shall I read?
Okay.
Verse 3.
Swamiji, one doubt, Swamiji. This, what we are reading now, this Pralaya we are reading, right? Like Pralaya will happen. So, you mean to say when, what was that? This is Kali Yuga. After each Yuga, Pralayam has happened. So, even Brahmaji got reborn.
Chatur Yuga, after 4 yugas. 4 yugas is called, after every yuga it is called Kalpa, and after 4 yugas it is called Mahapralaya. That time only the Brahmaji will go and come. See, the whole thing, as I have already been telling you, it's all only a Srishti Prakriya. It is only a methodology of explaining the various jivas and other things, the whole life cycle and all that. So, if we really, this is only a prakriya, this is what is told in the Shastra, we are telling that. But how it happens and all that, we really don't know. This is what is been told. Shastra, it is written that way, Rishis have written it, so we are telling. So, our own understanding should be in knowing the reality here and now. That is what is more important and more shreyas. That is what the whole Shastra is all about. But of course, time and again, what is told in the Shastra in terms of, okay, if you don't know what to do, you have to live a sane life. For that, all this prakriya is given, all this yuga, everything is given. Just listen to it and read it, and there is a Brahma, pray for it, all those things. We keep doing all that. But how much of it, because different Puranas will say different things. We don't have to really get into that because there is no finality to all this. Because it is all in the what is written. That is why Karma Kanda is only a belief. The Puranas and whatever the pralaya, everything is only a belief system. You just have to accept it because we don't have anything else to deny it also. We don't know whether it is that way or not. So we cannot deny it, so we accept it as a belief system. It doesn't hurt us. That's all.
And one more thing you said about Jagat Guru or whoever who does not have Brahma Vidya. You said Brahma
General Guru. Our Jagat Gurus are general Gurus. This is just blessing. The Sadguru is the only thing. Sadguru means one who teaches Brahma Vidya, one who is able to make the other person understand that Sat Brahma is your reality as well as my reality. Only that person is called Sadguru. Sat Vishayam. Sat Vishayam means Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. What you have read? No. That is that Sadeva Satyam, who is able to teach it. He is only called Sadguru. Otherwise, they are general gurus. They can bless. That's all.
No, we consider them like Chandramalishwara and we pray, right, Swamiji? So
Yeah, because they are capable of doing the Sat Vishaya. Chandramalishwara is Dakshinamurti Swarupam. What Dakshinamurti teaches is Sat Vishayam only. From there only the whole parampara started from Shankaracharya, Asmatacharya, Pariyatnam, Shankaracharya, Madhyamam, Dakshinamurti starting with. So your Acharya should be able to transfer the vision, like which I have told. Krishna's vision has to become Arjuna's vision. Buddhim cha Sarathim Viddhi. So the Sarathi's Buddhi should be your Buddhi. Meaning the vision has to be completely, this Jnanam is not fragmented. It does not have limbs. It is Purna Vishayam. Because there is a Kala Vastu, limitless, boundless. So it cannot be fragmented. If either you know it or you don't know it. If somebody is able to make you know it, he is Sadguru. Otherwise, no. That is the Shastra's definition of Sadguru.
Not to be confused with that Sadguru.
We cannot really, actually, we cannot never know. That,
No.
See, that is why Shraddha is important. That is why Shraddha, pending or verification. Verification is done how? By your own, after listening to it, whether you are able to
Yeah.
understand
Correct.
your reality. Then that will strengthen the Shraddha. So our Shraddha is pending verification. It is not blind Shraddha. That is why it is not called faith. It is called Shraddha pending verification. And the final level of Shraddha is understanding.
and one more doubt, Swamiji. We talk about Sukshmama, our Guru.
Stula, Sukshma, Karana. That will come now. Sukshma, Stula, Sukshma is subtle. Stula is gross. And Karana is that which is the Karana for both Sukshma and Stula. So that is Avyakritam, meaning that it is not, it is only when it manifests you will know. Till then you won't know. It is called Karana Shariram. So all of us have got Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram and Karana Shariram. So what you are in sleep, you are nothing but Karana Shariram for the next day morning.
No. When we say we have a guru in, like, for example, let me tell, for example, some guru was there. He attained Siddhi, and we feel his presence in our house. They say, no, Sukshmama, we feel his presence.
Yeah, that is all there. It is all there. It's all told. In the sense, whatever we don't comprehend, we give a benefit of doubt. Sukshmama was blissman rare. It's fine. That Shraddha is fine as long as it doesn't hurt your dharma, your way of doing things. If somebody's presence is able to make you live a good life, karmic life, nothing wrong in taking their blessing and Sukshma, blissman rare. All those things are fine. As long as it doesn't contradict dharma, doesn't take you away from dharma, it's all okay. But it's all with a rider. But finally, what you have to understand is your reality, as is told. The Vidya should bless you with the reality which has blessed your Guru also. That is why it's called parampara. It's complete transfer of vision without any baki. Because it's not possible. Baki is not possible because it does not have limbs. It does not have avayavas. It does not have parts. It is full or no. It's a binary purely. Either you have it or you don't have it.
Now this Chaturmasya, many mutts, they are doing homam, everything in the mutt itself, Swamiji. What is happening is, one thing I'm noticing, this is purely my opinion, what I'm noticing is, for you to really understand this concept and imbibe into you and do it. That's what we call manana. You have to mananam, do it a bit. But another Swamiji now, say for example, at home we do certain karma in the form of homa during this particular period. What happens? The mud themselves perform it for lokakshemam. So what happens? People get driven by the fact, okay, they are doing it in the mud, so let us not do it at home, and they go there and start experiencing that particular thing there. As a result, people get very materialistic in saying, okay, homa means itana samitrika, itana japa, all those things they are concentrating, but they are not concentrating on the concept why this is being driven. And they don't sit for mananam at all, I feel, in the current scenario.
Yeah, it is all there. It's all part of the defects in the religion also. It has become more of what you call again doing. Again, religion also has become doing. There is no knowing involved. See, what we are saying, the whole thing is understanding and knowing. So, knowing you cannot stop there. Knowing means something paroksha. Understanding means something personal. It has to become aparoksha. So, that level of understanding is what we are looking for. Everything else is only karma, including religious karma or laukika karma. Going to office or going to temple. Both can be one and the same. As long as your objectivity is not towards understanding, the going to the temple is giving me peace of mind where I am able to spend time with Shastra and do mananam and understand better, then that Vedic karma can be more exalted. If it is going to be the same, I am going to pursue my artha and kama pursuit. So going to office, I am going to pursue a homa, putting this homa, I am able to get more punya and all that. Is again you are doing transactional. It's transactional.
But it goes to that topic, it goes to that topic.
Yeah.
Swamiji, Sadguru Vasudev is one such Sadguru?
That's right.
No, see, we cannot individually make comments. And
Amma said indirectly, you are asking directly.
I can only tell what is the definition of Sadguru. Sadguru is a person who gives you the Sad Brahma Upadesham, where you understand at the end of it, you are equally Sat as much as the Guru. So, you must be able to get into the situation, na Guru, na Sishyo, na Sastram. Purnam Brahma Ahamasmi. That person who gives that vision to you is called Sadguru. That is the definition of Sadguru. Whether this person is Sadguru, whether he himself has put himself as Sadguru or somebody has given him and all, we don't know really. We don't want to get into it, honestly speaking. That doesn't really help anybody.
But these topics, whatever we are seeing, I am not the body, I am not the mind, all these things already, he is also saying the same thing in videos, Swamiji.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as somebody is able to get it, transfer that vision and make the other person understand, he is Sadguru. So that's it. Period. Yeah.
Okay. Verse 3. Mama yo nirmagad brahma tasmin garbham dadam jagam sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Mama yonihi, my cause, mahat, primordial cause, Brahma, out of which everything grows and which sustains everything. Tasmin, in that, aham garbham dadami.
1 minute, uncle. There's a footnote actually. The word yoni is to mean the prakriti, the material cause. It is itself mahat, more pervasive than all its karyas, because it is the primordial cause out of which come all the karyas, and it is the Brahma which sustains all the karyas. Here, the words Mahat Brahma qualify the word Yoni. What is this, Swamiji?
That is a setup from Mahat, from Hiranyagarbha, Mahat, then all the other Panchabhutas and elements, like that it will come. That is again a Srishti Prakriya, a model by which creation is established. So Mahat is at the top. That's what he is talking about, Mahat Yoni. Yeah.
Aham garbham dadami. I impregnate. Tataha. From that. Sarva bhutanam. Of all beings. Sambhavaha. The coming into being. Bhavati. Occurs. Bharata. Of Arjuna. My cause is the primordial cause out of which everything grows and which sustains everything. That I impregnate. From that occurs the coming into being of all beings. Arjuna. Evolution of the universe from Prakriti and Purusha. That Lord Krishna uses our language to reveal the. Sorry, one second. Here, Lord Krishna uses our language to reveal the coming into being of creation. For a child to be, a mother and a father are required. For a child to be born, a mother and a father are required. Similarly, in the cause of this entire world, there is an intelligent cause and a material cause. We call the material cause Prakriti and or Maya. As the child is born of the mother, similarly, Prakriti is the material out of which this creation is born. But the mother herself cannot produce a child without a father, and so too the Prakriti requires an efficient cause. As for the child, for this entire creation, two causes are necessary. Yoni is that out of which everything is born. Here is the Prakriti. Here is Prakriti. Prakriti. When Bhagavan says Mama Yoni, he means my material cause, not in the sense of the cause of him, but as a cause belonging to him. That cause, Maya, is non-separate from Parameshwara, because Maya itself has no independent being. Prakriti is the cause of both the supple and gross bodies of all the beings, and it is Mahat Brahma. Mahat is the primordial cause out of which everything has come. Brahma can have different meanings, and here it is not Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Etymologically, it can mean both. It can mean both that which is big and that which sustains. Therefore, here it refers to the Prakriti, the material cause which grows into the entire creation. The word Yoni is qualified by the two words Mahat and Brahma. The cause out of which everything has come is Mahat, and because of which everything grows and is sustained is Brahma. I will read the footnote here. The word Yoni is used to mean the Prakriti, the material cause. It is itself Mahat, more pervasive than all its karyas, because it is the primordial cause out of which come all the karyas, and it is Brahma which sustains all the karyas. Here the word Mahat Brahma qualify the word Yoni. This cause I impregnate. Aham garbham dadami. Lord Krishna says this impregnation he does by lending existence and consciousness to this Prakriti so that it has the capacity to create. Therefore, Maya becomes the cause of creation, Jagat Karana. It is important to understand how different this is from Sankhya philosophy, which proposes that Pradhana or Prakriti creates everything by itself. Here we say that Pradhana, based in or blessed by consciousness, creates. Based in or blessed by consciousness creates. Being Nitya, it depends entirely upon consciousness, Brahman, in the sense of Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. With reference to Maya, Brahman becomes Ishvara, the creator, and therefore he says, in this Maya I impregnate. Initially, something is necessary for the creation to begin, and this is expressed in other Sutis also. Taittiriya Upanishad says, he desired, so kamayata. Elsewhere it says, it's a tad aiksata, that desiring or.
Let me explain. Let me explain. See, this so kamayata and tat aikshata is only to say, see, who will be able to desire? Only a Chetana being. Chetana being means living being alone. Chetana being alone can say, I want. Then aikshata, I see. Tad aikshata meaning I see. So, by using these two words, the Shruti or the Upanishad indicates that the efficient cause or the Purusha He is the one who is the efficient cause, the creator of all the beings, and the Prakriti is only a material cause, meaning it's only equivalent to Jadam. It's not Jadam, it is Jadam, and there is a Chetanam. The Chetana Vastu is Brahma, and the Jadam is Prakriti. So that is the understanding is, and the Jadam does not exist apart from the Chetana. Without Chetana, Jadam does not exist. So that is why we say Pradhanam, Pradhanam or Prakriti, Maya, everything that exists only with the blessing of the Purusha. So the Purusha is the whole lifeline of the whole creation. So Advayam. So whereas for Sankhya and all other philosophers, this material cause is as real as the Purusha. So that is why Dvaitam. So everything is Satyam for them. So we naturally everything Satyam means there is no finality to it. You can keep on doing avidya, kama, karma. Keep on asking for more and more and more, never satisfied. Okay, you will be dharmic. If you are dharmic, if you do good things, you will go to heaven and again come back. So that will go on. That cycle will go on. So the reality which recognizes both Purusha and Prakriti as Dvaitam is it doesn't take you away from samsara, and doesn't throw anything new in your life. Which all of us know. If I do good things, we will get better results. I will go to here and there and all, which all of us know. And even a person who doesn't know Shastra will know that if I do good things, I will get good results. These things will go on. So that doesn't make you more knowledgeable or more have a better understanding of life. So we say that is why that Shastra has to give you that anadigatam, palavadartha bodham, that what our normal pramana, normal living science and everything, whatever it gives, it should be able to give something different. Then only it can be a pramana by itself. So that purpose itself is defeated by other philosophies other than the Dvaita. So that's what he is trying to say here, that here we are very clear that Purusha is the reality and Prakriti is only so kameta shaikata. I desire and I bring out the world, and for that I sustenance also I only give. That is a model by which we even justify creation, where there is only Advayam is the reality, Purusha is the reality. Prakriti and Maya is only, as the name suggests, Maya means that which is not there but appears. So that we have discussed before also. That is the differentiation between Advaita and other philosophies and theologies. Yeah.
Swamiji, what is Sankhya philosophy?
Sankhya is basically that what he says, Prakriti is, Pradhanam is the reality for them. Anything and everything, that the whole creation is a reality. Purusha, they also accept moksha, saying that the Purusha, the Atma, should not get identified with Prakriti. Once that identification is disconnected by Vidya, then the Purusha gets moksha. So there are so many Purushas, each one of us is a Purusha. We, by understanding that we are not connected with Prakriti, we become Mukta. So there also they accept moksha and also, but they say there are many Atmas, Prakriti is equally Satyam. So when Prakriti is equally Satyam, there are many Atmas, then that is not the sense, it doesn't really help, because that is not the reality. If you really go into the detail of it, whatever they say, how the Prakriti without any efficient cause, how it came into being, how it is functioning, how it is getting sustained, they don't have answers for all that. So that is why it is a defective philosophy. So that we'll see. Okay.
Those types of people, Sankhya philosophy follow, yes?
No, actually it's all during Shankara's time or Upanishad's time, whatever was there, philosophy. Even now there may be people who have a faith in whatever what do you call, Prakriti is Satyam, they can call them as Sankhya, but they are not the philosophers. They are only, like there are people who are Charvakas are philosophers. But here there are even people now, Charvakas, who is bothered about moksha and all that, just live well and go. That you can call him a Charvaka, but actually they are not philosophers. As of now, people have different ways of looking at life. You can put them in different slots, saying that this fellow is a materialist, this fellow is a philosopher, like that. He follows this philosophy, he is an atheist and all that. But they are not, they were all philosophers basically. That what he is talking about, Sankhya and all are philosophers, not because today I don't think we have any of those philosophers and all that in our day-to-day life. We are only discussing that various philosophies, that's all. We have different kind of people that we have to deal with. Their questions, as per their question, we have to explain to them. That is, that way things have changed. Yeah.
It is only in books, I think.
Yeah. So
read the last line.
Start with first word.
I will read the last line in that paragraph. That desiring or seeing is the impregnation. Once that occurs, Maya is capable of undergoing all the necessary changes to become this world.
Okay. Yeah, we will start.
पूर्णमादः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम धन्यवाद स्वामी जी
Om Swami.
थैंक यू मामी जी थैंक यू सर
thank
थैंक यू
you.
प्रसाद
Thank you.
Thank you.